Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, we're going to talk about football, and no, we're not going to be talking about that particular game. I will be watching it later, and no, I won't be wearing a Spanish top, okay? But we are going to talk about football in general, specifically women's football, and more specifically about men in women's football. Men who are mentally deranged, who like to pretend that they're women, even though they most definitely are not. The Scottish Football Association allows pretendy men to play football against women, provided, and the ruling is, provided their testosterone is below a certain level. As though they're sort of thinking in the SFA is that women are just men with low testosterone. Of course, it's got nothing to do with it, far more than that. There's all sorts of things: bone density, muscle density, lung capacity, innate strength, innate speed, all sorts of things. The different body chemistries. It's not just a case of having your ghoulies whipped off or anything. If you've been through puberty, you have an unfair advantage and always will have. Now, lots of sports have taken this on board and have banned biological men from playing against women, but not, of course, football, not the Scottish Football Association in particular. Now, they've spent a lot of money and spent a year doing a report, and now they're not publishing the report, presumably because the report doesn't say what they hope to God it would say, in that, oh, men with small penises or the ghoulies chopped off or reduced testosterone are exactly like women, because the report doesn't say that at all, does it? And so in Scotland, biological men can still go onto a field of sport and cause extreme injuries to women, and remove, of course, opportunities and chances and things like that. So it's not right. A lot of sports have created what they call open tournaments. So you have a women's version and you have a men's version, and you have an open version, which is for weird men. But we have this article. I've got it on the tablet. I'm not going to go through. It's quite a lengthy article, but I'm not going to go through it all because it would be here till Tuesday. But I'm just going to couple of bits. But we'll do the headline, which is Scottish football chiefs urged to stand up for women and girls amid trans player debate. Specifically, of course, the injuries side. I mean, you've got to protect the integrity and safety of the game, and you've got to protect particularly the safety of women and girls against grown men who can come in a lot harder, a lot faster, and do some serious damage, which is definitely what's going to go. But the Scottish football chiefs, they're now being urged to publish these reports, but they are, alas, resisting. This year-long review went into transgender football, allowing biological men to compete in women's football. Clearly unfair, I think. And it's launched a review of its policy, which allows this to happen. For Women Scotland, big campaign group, you've got them, you've got Women Won't Wish, and there's a whole lot, and of course J.K. Rowling's all involved. They're all calling for these, first of all, these findings to be published, and then B, to ban any biological male competing in any female-only sport. Because it's just genuinely unfair. But not just unfair, it's genuinely dangerous, especially when you have a contact sport like football. But the Scottish Football Association's rule on transgender participation allows trans footballers to play for women's teams with the proviso that hormone therapy has brought testosterone levels within the range of their affirmed gender, their pretendy gender. Because all these pretendy Wendies say, oh yeah, we're really shit sportsmen against men, but if we fight against women, we'll be really good, and it gives us the horn. A lady horn, of course. It gives us a huge swollen lady horn or something. And they absolutely, though, have this imbued biological advantage. There's no two ways of getting around it. And as I say, a load of sports are banned. It's swimming, cycling, rowing, athletics, boxing. They've all banned it. If you're a biological male, it doesn't matter how low you go when it comes to testosterone, you're just not allowed to participate because you're still a bloke at the end of the day. Now, Alison Weir, she is for Women Scotland sports, director, spokesperson, whatever. Her father, Hasty Weir, was the goalkeeper for Queen's Park, Motherwell, hey, and the Jags, Partick Thistle. Hey, well done, up the Jags. She said it was time for the Scottish Football Associations to stand up for the rights of women and girls and their safety. And she's saying that, you know, all this is plainly obvious, that what they're doing is deliberately endangering women and girls, and by not releasing this report will open them up to prosecution, because if women get harmed and that report shows that it is unfair advantage to men and they've sat on it and done nothing with it, then they will be liable, basically, because they're saying that it's when you have a man on woman tackle, say, it's much more likely the woman gets the broken leg than the man, and it needs to change, and it needs to be sort of reiterated that these men shouldn't play. She said that she's been involved in sport all her life, competing at county and country level in hockey and athletics, and said this is not about identities. Identities don't play sport. Bodies play sport. What we're looking at is whether your body fits that physical category, and no male body fits a female category. Quite right. She says we have categories for a reason: age, weight, para, and so forth. But sex is there as well to ensure everyone can compete fairly and safely. And absolutely, she is right. And let's put that down. Now, you cannot mitigate against this male advantage. If you are post puberty male, you will have had all those advantages. You will have everything that gives you the advantage over a woman in terms of sporting prowess. Now, that doesn't mean that there are women out there who can't run faster than me just because I'm a bloke. Of course there are. We're talking about the mean. We're talking about, you know, park footballers. Why should a man play park football against a team of women on a Sunday and risk harming them just because he is really rubbish against other men, but he needs to feel important and things like that? So you do have that. And so that's what she's fighting at. It's what a lot of other groups are fighting. Of course, you're getting the trans lobby, the Stonewalls, and that saying, oh no, it's deeply unfair. These ladies need to fight and play and do this against other ladies. Otherwise, they don't feel like ladies. No, I'm sorry, you don't. You don't go and get a heavyweight boxer and put him in a ring with a flyweight and just say, well, I'm a heavyweight, but I feel like a flyweight. That's not how it works. And that's not how it works. Just because you feel like a lady doesn't make you a lady. And so, yeah, screw you, pretendy Wendy's. You know, if you want to bung on an A-line dress, a pair of slingbacks, and parade yourself down Socky Hall Street on a Saturday night, good luck. Don't care. You get on a woman's field of sport, I care. It's just not right. It isn't right, and it needs to be rejected. And so, yes, Weir's right, and the SFA must be made and compelled to publish the report. And in that report will be the end of pretendy Wendy's playing football with women. And not before time. Thanks very much. Bye.